says, your host, it's Johnny Millwater. Hello, 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 everybody. I hope you're all doing well. Glad to see you. It's me, your pal Johnny Millwater. Feeling healthy, happy, rich, and pretty this morning. Oh, hold on. We got a problem in the background. Let me fix this. Oh, come on. There it is. There it is. All right. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm feeling great. Let's get right into the show. Let's go to the opening credits. Now, chat Shelley.
All right. Your next and final comedic act of the night is something
head fake. That's coming up in just a little bit. In a couple minutes, I'm going to show you guys the world-famous dueling Mitch Hedberg routine that I got to perform with a couple of my friends at the Comedy Zone in Charlotte for their Ghosts of Comics Past show in October. So we'll be looking forward to that later on today. But today, as we get started, let me just explain the show to you. It's fairly simple. I sit here and I talk to you. When you type things in the comments, it shows up here in the chat about a minute later. I'll answer your questions. If you got something important to say, I'll highlight it there. Look at this. There, how about that? See? Johnny says hi. Perfect. So that's how that works. But what if there's nobody there? What if there's nobody to talk to? Are you just going to babble like a psycho? Sometimes, but usually, I am going to spin the wheel. Let me show you how the wheel works. I got a whole bunch of things that I like to do to make me happy. I like to sing. I like to tell jokes. I like to read poems. I like to study wisdom from different religions and different philosophies and schools of thought. I like to read short stories. Occasionally, I need to talk about my feelings, and I like to answer questions about me. So, that's what we got. All these things are on the wheel. We spin the wheel. It tells me what fun thing I'm going to do next. It's as simple as that. Let's start with monologues. Those are the most fun. Let's go down to the theater and do a monologue. Kinds of different monologues. I have comedic monologues, I have dramatic monologues, I have short monologues, and I have long monologues. I'm going to start off with a short comedy monologue by Dave Foley, I think. It's giving me the business right now. Sometimes the computer gives me the business. You know how that goes. Hey, Tony, good to see you, bud. That'll be on in just a minute. Thanks for tuning in, pal. Hope you're doing well. Congratulations on everything that you're having great success with. I see you're broadcasting every couple of days now, so that's always fun to see. Let's do Our History Will Be What We Make It. This is one of my favorites. This is a speech by the great... oh my goodness gracious. All the names are escaping me. Give me just a minute and I'll collect it. How you doing, Tony? All right? Glad to see you, pal. I notice you're not even using your green screen on your show. You're very natural, very real, very personable. It's awesome. I wish I could pull that off. Anyway, this is a speech by Edward R. Murrow. There it is. Everything just takes about 10 seconds longer up here nowadays. Edward R. Murrow gave this wonderful speech to the room full of broadcasters. I forget the exact occasion, but it's one of my favorite speeches ever. This is Our History Will Be What We Make It. Now, this might not just do anybody any good. At the end of this discourse, a few people may accuse this recorder of fouling his own nest, and your organization may be accused of having given hospitality to heretical and even dangerous ideas. But the elaborate structure of networks, advertising agencies, and sponsors will not be shaken or altered. It is my desire, if not my duty, to try to talk to you, journeymen, with some candor about what is happening to radio and television. If what I say is responsible, I alone am responsible for the saying of it. Our history will be what we make of it. And if there are any historians about 50 or 100 years from now, and there should be preserved the kinescopes of 1 week of all three networks, they will find there, recorded in black and white and in color, evidence of decadence, escapism, and insulation from the realities of the world in which we live. We are currently wealthy, fat, comfortable, and complacent. We have a built-in allergy to unpleasant or disturbing information. Our mass media reflects this. But unless we get up off our fat surpluses and recognize that television in the main is being used to distract, delude, amuse, and insulate us, then television and those who finance it, those who look at it, and those who work at it, may see a totally different picture. Too late. I began by saying that our history will be what we make it. If we go on as we are, then history will take its revenge and retribution. will not limp in catching up with us. Just once in a while, let us exalt the importance of ideas and information. Let us dream to the extent of saying that on a given Sunday night, a time normally occupied by Ed Sullivan is given over to a clinical survey on the state of American education. And a week or two later, a time normally used by Steve Allen is devoted to the thoroughgoing study of American policy in the Middle East. Would the corporate image of their prospective sponsors be damaged? Would the shareholders rise up in their wrath and complain? Would anything happen other than a few million people would have received a bit of illumination on subjects that may well determine the future of this country, and therefore the future of the corporations? To those who say people wouldn't look, they wouldn't be interested, they're too complacent, indifferent, and insulated, I can only reply, there is, in one reporter's opinion, considerable evidence against that contention. But even if they are right, what have they got to lose? Because if they are right and this instrument is good for nothing but to entertain, amuse, and insulate, then the tube is flickering now, and we will soon see that the whole instrument is lost. This instrument can teach, it can illuminate, and yes, can even inspire, but it can only do so to the extent that humans are determined to use it towards those ends. Otherwise, it is merely wires and lights in a box. Good night, and good luck. Let's go back checking. Now, Tony's a Navy man. I didn't know that. Where'd you serve, Tony? Always curious. My dad was a Navy man. I myself am coward, so not so much. I was in the Boy Scouts till they kicked me out. That's all I got. But thank you for your service. And no, Edward R. Murrow's not doing comedy. It's not all comedy. It's just the stuff that makes me happy. And sometimes inspiration makes me happy. Idealism makes me happy. Hope for a better world makes me happy. And I like, Edward R. Murrow. He's cool. All right, let's spin the wheel. Thanks for coming, Tony. Appreciate you being here. Hello to all the viewers. Song. All right, I'm going to change this eventually to the word acapella because that's how I got to sing it. Let us go to the theater and we'll pick out a song. Let's see if I can find something that kind of matches my mood. That's the exciting part of the song. Let's see, what am I feeling? Oh, that's good news. That's fun. There we go. Let's do Desert Pete. This is kind of a talk song, so I hope you enjoy it. I was traveling west of Buckskin on my way to a cattle run across a little cactus desert under a hot, blistering sun. I was thirsty down to my toenails, stopped to rest me on a stump, but I tell you, I just couldn't believe it when I saw that water pump. I took it to be a mirage at first. It'll fool a thirsty man. And then I saw a note stuck in a baking powder can. This pump is old, the note began, but she works, so give her a try. I put a new sucker washer in her. You may find the leather dry. You've got to prime the pump, you must have faith and believe. You've got to give of yourself, for you're worthy to receive. Drink all the water you can hold, wash your face and cool your feet, but leave the bottle full for others. Thank you kindly, Desert Pete. Yeah, you'll have to prime the pump, you'll work that handle like there's a fire. Under that rock you'll find some water I left in a bitters jar. Now, there's just enough to prime it with, so don't you go drinking first. You just pour it in and pump like mad, and buddy, you'll quench your thirst. You've got to prime the pump, you must have faith and believe. You've got to give of yourself, for you're worthy to receive. Drink all the water you can hold, wash your face and cool your feet. Leave the bottle full for others. Thank you kindly, Desert Pete. Well, I found that jar, and I tell you, nothing was ever prettier to my eye, and I was tempted strong to drink it, 'cause that pump looked mighty dry. But the note went on to say, have faith, my friend, there's water down below. You've got to give until you get. I'm the one who ought to know. So I poured in the jar and I started pumping, and I heard a beautiful sound of water bubbling and splashing up out of that hole in the ground. I took off my shoes and I drunk my fill of that cool, refreshing treat. And I thanked the Lord and I thanked the pump and I thank old Desert Pete. You've got to prime the pump, you must have faith and believe. You've got to give of yourself before you're worthy to receive. Drink all the water you can hold, wash your face and cool your feet. Leave the bottle full for others. Thank you kindly, Desert Pete. There you go. It's a nice inspirational song we can all enjoy. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's go to the chat chalet. Dad's here. Dad's here. Dad's here. All right. Let us catch up. This is fun. Edward R. Murrow doing comedy? Come on. Lance says, hey, good to see you, Johnny. Nice to see you, Lance. How you doing? My favorite Republican in the world. Glad you're here, my friend. Are you working this week or are you home in Vegas? And Tony says he was great, a uniquely distinctive voice. But you said it was going to be comedic and Dave Foley. That's what I was going for. You're right. I went the other way. The Dave Foley monologue I had picked out, Bad Doctor, was not highlighted in the correct color, so I had to abandon that. That's my bad. Good catch. Thanks for paying attention. Dad is here from Pompano Beach. Happy Veterans Day, Dad. My dad served in the Navy. I know that. He served in a minesweeper, and I wish I had more information than that memorized. Feel free to tell us all about your service in the comments. I know Tony's here. Now, Tony, he served for almost 3 decades all over the world. Thank you for your service. Dad is here. Nobody's more excited about that than I am. How you doing, Dad? Miss you. The phone hasn't worked the past couple weeks. Looking forward to seeing you this week. I'm going down to Florida. For those of you that don't know, I'm going down to Tampa to visit Dad, and then going down to Sarasota to shoot my first special. It's an open bar special. It's where anything goes. It'll be my bar show, nice and filthy. Should be a lot of fun. So I hope you'll come and check it out when it comes out later on. All right, then. If anybody has any questions, type them in the chat. Let's spin the wheel. Anything can happen when you spin the wheel. I love Dave Foley monologues. Love them. Sorry about that, bud. All right, we're doing it. We're doing the Dave Foley monologue. It's going to take a minute to change the colors, but I'm changing the colors. That's it. Let's go down to the theater. Let's find our monologues. Let's see. Monologues. Poems, riddles, wisdom, Zen koans, my drive, limerick, short stories, vocal exercises, monologues. Is this it? Yes. Okay. It's a little tricky. The setup I have is only the top half of the screen is print and the bottom half of the screen is all the OBS stuff, so I miss a lot of detail. So let us try. Sorry, bud, I can't find it. Oh, there we go. Let's do Fletcher Christian. Bad Doctor. That's what I wanted. Bad Doctor by Dave Foley. It's going to take just a minute. I have to highlight the whole thing. I have to change the color, and then I have to go back. So give me just a moment. Oh, man, you're going to love this, though. It's totally going to be worth it. Normal text. Okay. Here we go. This is Bad Doctor by Dave Foley. Imagine me in a lab coat. Makes it a little bit funnier. Want to know something? I'm a bad doctor. I'm not boasting. I mean, who would? I'm just stating a fact. I've never really gotten the hang of the whole healing the sick thing. And don't interpret this as some sort of false modesty, please. It's not. I'm not like I'm weak in some areas. No, I'm homogeneously unqualified to practice medicine in any capacity. I really don't have a clue. And no one could be more shocked than I that I've been allowed to rise to a position of such importance and responsibility. I guess it all started in high school where I was a very bad science student. One day, when we were supposed to be dissecting a frog, I accidentally disassembled my desk. Oh, but I was a popular kid, The other students were always eager to help me out, so, during a test, whenever I'd get that confused look on my face, which was invariably, well, the cheat notes would just start flying. Even the teachers would start whispering answers, Mitochondria. But I didn't worry about it. I figured, how far could you coast on charm? Well, pretty far, actually. They just offered me the job of chief of medicine. Apparently, I've logged more hours in surgery than any other man my age. 4,000 hours this year alone. What no one seems to have noticed is that it was all with the same patient. Oh, I want to show you what this is. You want to know what this is? Look at this. Urine. It's another man's urine. I asked for it, and they give it to me. I don't know what to do with it. I have a fridge full of this stuff. I mean, I suppose I could send it off to the lab, but they just send back a bunch of test results I couldn't possibly understand. The only thing I'm actually sort of good at is referrals. You know, that thing where doctors send patients to other doctors? Well, I'm the king of referrals. What I do is I call the sick person into my office and I stare at them for a really long time. And then I look seriously at a blank sheet of paper. Then I say, I'd like you to see someone. He's a specialist in this area. There are specialists who have their whole career based on my referrals. I am the cornerstone of a medical empire. Well, I really should be going. I have to tell the family that the patient didn't make it. It's the hardest part of being a doctor, I think. There you go, some Dave Foley, worth the wait. Nobody gets better than him. Oh, Roger Miller, I'm so glad you asked. I only have one song. I only know one song by Roger Miller, but I will definitely do it. Let's go back to the chat. Here we go for future acapellos. You got it, buddy. Next time song comes up, I'm going to do King of the Road. Snap along at home. All right, then let's spin the wheel. All right, let's go to the Poetry Corner. It'll take me just a moment to find the poems. Here we go. Let's see. I believe we were near the bottom here. We were working on Auguries of Innocence. Takes just a moment to load it up, but once it does, we'll read it. Page unresponsive. Oh no. I'll just wait. Let's see, do I know any poems by heart? Oh no. There it goes. All right. Getting closer. Auguries of Innocence. There it is. This is Auguries of Innocence by William Blake. Oh, I forgot. Hold on. Got to put on the big boy voice for this. This is Auguries of Innocence by William Blake. To see a world in a grain of sand, in heaven in a wild flower, hold infinity in the palm of your hand, and eternity in an hour. A robin redbreast in a cage puts all heaven in a rage. A dove house filled with doves and pigeons shuddered hell for all its regions. A dog starved at his master's gate predicts the ruin of the state. A horse misused upon the road calls to heaven for human blood. Each outcry of the hunted hare a fiber from the brain does tear. A skylark wounded in the wing, a cherubim does cease to sing. The gamecock clipped and armed for fight does the rising sun affright. Every wolf's and lion's howl raises from hell a human soul. The wild deer wandering here and there keeps the human soul from care. The lamb misused breeds public stare, and yet forgives the butcher's knife. The bat that flits at close of ease has left the brain that won't believe. The owl that calls upon the night speaks the unbeliever's fright. He who shall hurt the little wren shall never be beloved by men. He who the ox to wrath has moved shall never be by woman loved. The wanton boy that kills the fly shall feel the spider's enmity. He who torments the chaffer's sprite weaves a bowl an endless night. The caterpillar on the leaf repeats to thee thy mother's grief. Kill not the moth nor butterfly, for the last judgment draweth nigh. He who shall train the horse to war shall never pace the polar bear. The beggar's dog and widow's cat, feed them and thou wilt grow fat. The gnat that sings his summer song poison gets from slander's tongue. The poison of the snake and newt is the sweat of envy's foot. The poison of the honeybee is the artist's jealousy. The prince's robes and beggar's rags are toadstools on the miser's bags. A truth that's told with bad intent beats all the lies you can invent. It is right it should be so. Man was made for joy and woe. And when this we rightly know, through the world we safely go. Joy and woe are woven fine, a clothing for the soul divine. Under every grief and pine runs a joy with silken twine. The babe is more than swaddling bands throughout all these human lands. Tools were made and born were hands. Every farmer understands. Every tear from every eye becomes a babe in eternity. This is caught by females bright and returned to its own delight. The bleat, the bark, bellow and roar, and waves that beat on heaven's shore. The babe that weeps, the rod beneath, white's revenge in realms of death. The beggar's rags fluttering in air, due to rags the heavens tear. The soldier armed with sword and gun, palsied strikes the summer sun. The poor man's farthing is worth far more than all the gold on Afric's shore. One mite wrung from the laborer's hand shall buy and sell the miser's lands. Or if protected from on high, does that whole nation sell and buy. He who mocks the infant's faith shall be mocked in age and death. He who shall teach the child to doubt, the rotting grave shall ne'er get out. He who respects the infant's faith triumphs over hell and death. The child's toys and the old man's reasons are the fruits of the two seasons. The questioner who sits so sly shall never know how to reply. He who replies to words of doubt doth put the light of knowledge out. The strongest poison ever known came from Caesar's laurel crown. Naught can deform the human race like to the armor's iron embrace. When gold and gems adorn the plow, to peaceful arts shall envy bow. A riddle or the cricket's cry is to doubt a fit reply. The emmet's inch and eagle's mile make lame philosophy to smile. He who doubts from what he sees will never believe, do what you please. If the sun and moon should doubt, they'd immediately go out. To be in a passion you good may do, but no good if a passion is in you. The whore and the gambler by the state licensed build that nation's fate. The harlot's cry from street to street shall weave old England's winding sheet. The winners shout, the losers curse, dance before dead England's hearse. Every night and every morn, some to misery are born. Every morn and every night, some are born to sweet delight. Some are born to sweet delight. Some are born to endless night. We are led to believe a lie when we see not through the eye, which was born in a night to perish, in a night when the soul slept in beams of light. God appears and God is light to those poor souls who dwell in night, but does a human form display to those who dwell in realms of day? Nice. Chug-a-lug. Back to the J. All kinds of fun new things from my buddy Tony. Let's see what they said. We had talked about Roger Miller. We're definitely doing that. Tony's got King of the Road. I don't know the roller skate. Can't roller skate in the buffalo herd. How true that is, I don't know that song. Dang me. Don't know that one either. Got to learn it. Chug-a-lug. Live it. Don't know it. All excellent requests. I will look them up and learn them in the days ahead. Let's spin the wheel. Only 5 more minutes until we watch the Mitch Hedberg show. Ooh, story. I'm going to skip that. It's too long. Feelings. All right, let's go talk about my feelings. Let's go to the chat chalet. All right. Let's see. It's kind of a fun week for me feelings-wise. A lot of ups, a lot of downs. Got good sleep, so that's a start. Been happy all week. I did a show on Wednesday where I had booked 5 of my favorite local comics, very, very funny people, friends of mine, at a teeny tiny little bar in South Carolina. Well, actually, it's a fish restaurant in South Carolina on the lake. Rich white people, I thought they would dig my friends, but they did not dig my friends. So my friends did okay, and I did fine. I did well. I did well. As well as you could in that situation. So that felt good and bad. Had a little bit of survivor's guilt there, but worth it. Still fun. It was exciting because last week I opened for a guy named TK Kirkland, and the audience was entirely black, and a rather urban audience. And then for the following week, I did the exact same material for an entirely white conservative audience, and it worked equally as well. So that's not nothing. I was kind of proud of that. But let's see, other feelings. I hate all my material. All the stuff that I'm about to record feels, to me, it feels very light and very, what's the point? You know, who gives a crap? But that's just because I've been studying it so hard for the past couple of weeks, I'm sure. But I'll retire it for a little while at least and start working on other material in the coming weeks. But I'm very, very excited because I get to go to Florida. I love going to see Dad. I'm a little nervous because I haven't driven 10 hours by myself in quite some time, but I'm sure I can do it. I'm excited to see my bud Ron Feingold, who's producing it. I'm excited to play at the Les McCurdy's Club. And the kids are doing fine. Debbie's doing great, working hard. Catching up. Yeah, that's all I can think of feeling-wise. I want to do more and be more. I need to have a project. I have a very strong craving to have a side project right now, something that produces something every week. This is a project, but it's not scratching all the itches. I got to find one other thing, and maybe I'll put it on here. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But that's it. That's what I'm feeling. What are you guys feeling? Let me know. Let's spin the wheel. Discuss this. McCurdy's wisdom. All right, I'm going to read a piece of wisdom, then we'll come back and chat. Let us read from the teachings. Let's see. Yeah. Let us do some Rumi. Dance when you're broken. Oh, this is even better. Dance when you're broken open. Dance if you've torn the baggage off. Bandage. Whew. Wow, let's try again. Dance when you're broken open. Dance if you've torn the bandage off. Dance in the middle of fighting. Dance in your blood. Dance when you're perfectly free. It's from Rumi. It's all a dance if you do it the right way. It's all playing. One more piece. If you are irritated by every rub, how will your mirror be polished? That's from Rumi. All right, let's go to the chat. A nudge option. That's cool. So here we go. Back to the chat. I'm so glad you're here, Red, because I wanted to talk about a whole bunch of stuff with you. All right, here we go. So we got McCurdy's. Tony, have you, in your experience, have you played McCurdy's? I've never had the pleasure of being there. It's a legendary theater in Sarasota, Florida, where every now and then you get to see the Smothers Brothers from what I hear. I'm very psyched about playing there. It sounded to me like they have a different location now than they did 6 months ago, so I don't know how that works, but I'll find out. So I'm glad you're a fan. Let me know if you played there. Now, Red said that today is Diwali. It might be Diwali because I don't know what that is. Less than 2 weeks until Doctor Who's 60th anniversary. So let's start with Diwali, or indeed Diwali. What is that? What are we celebrating? And how long does it last? I saw it on my calendar this morning, but I don't know what it is, and I haven't Googled it, so I figure why not ask my friend on a live show. What's Diwali? Or indeed Diwali. Thank you. And Doctor Who's new specials. Very excited. Anything David Tennant does is okay by me. But I love Doctor Who. Not so much the last season. Last season broke my heart. I couldn't make it through. Couldn't make it through the whole episodes, even if I was distracted. I was just irritated. It was heavy-handed. acting was great, but man, it just didn't feel right. Just didn't feel like Doctor Who. Didn't have that lightness. So I'm very excited about Russell Davies coming back. I believe it's Davis with your last name. It might be Davies with his. I don't know. I lose track sometimes. But I'm very, very excited because I love Doctor Who and I love David Tennant. And the lady who plays Donna is also very, very good. I'm looking forward to see what she does. Red also says, so mucho celebrations. That's what I like to hear. Let's always celebrate something. Down here. Now, Tony says that the wheel needs a nudge option. How true that is. Yeah, well, I am the nudge option. Every now and then, I'll just spin it again. It don't take but a moment. Here, let me show you. Spin the wheel. Wisdom. All right, that's 2 in a row. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to be wise. I'm going to go back to the chat chalet. Come here, guys. All right. And let me set this up. It's going to take a minute, but I absolutely love it. This is Dueling Mitch Hedbergs. This is performed live with myself, Eugilio Mangena, Tyler, and 2 other people who are wonderful, with Kevin Duffy. Ooh, good. There you go. It's the Hindus' largest celebration of the year. It celebrates the triumph of light over dark, good over evil. Did they win? Go light! Yay! I'm so glad good won over evil, if that indeed happened. I hope it did. I look forward to seeing the evidence of that. But yeah, hooray for light triumph over good every chance you get, especially in your own heart. Thank you very much for explaining that to me. Appreciate you, Red. Here is Dueling Mitch Hedbergs.
All right, your next and final comedic act of the night is something I'm very excited about. You should be too. But first, we need a little bit of a musical accompaniment. Please welcome Kevin Duffy to the stage. And now I present to you Dueling Hedbergs. Come on out, Mitch, and Mitch. Give a round of applause, the Dueling Hedbergs.
That helps. This shirt is dry clean only, which means it's dirty.
I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too.
I think a waffle is just a pancake with a syrup trap.
I was at a casino, stymied by the door, and the security guard told me to move because I was blocking the fire exit. Like if there was a fire, I wouldn't run. Like if you have legs and you're flammable, you'll never block a fire exit.
Where's that guy from? A friend of mine asked me if I wanted a frozen banana, and I didn't, but I wanted a regular banana later, so yeah.
I have a belt that holds up my pants. My pants have belt loops that hold up my belt. What the hell's really going on down there? Who is the real hero?
I can't tell you what hotel I'm staying at, but there are 2 trees involved. There are 2 trees involved. They had a meeting to name the hotel. It was quite short. We didn't call this hotel Tree, something Tree. How about Double Tree? Hell yeah. Meeting adjourned. I had my heart set on Quadruple Tree. We were almost there.
I hate ticketing, but I don't know how to show it.
I like an escalator, man, because an escalator never breaks. It only becomes stairs. You never see an escalator temporarily out of order sign. Only escalator temporarily stairs. Sorry for the convenience.
I was at a restaurant the other day and I ordered the chicken sandwich. But the lady must not have heard me right because she said, "How do you like your eggs?" And so I said, "Incubated." And then hatched, and then raised, and then plucked, and then defeathered, and then fried, and then cut up on my plate. What the hell? I don't have time. Scrambled.
I got a slice of pizza, and the dude gave me the smallest slice possible. If the pizza had been a pie chart of what people would do if they found $1 million, the fucker gave me the donate to charity slice. Can I exchange this for the keep it?
That's Sterling Thrill there. That's Eugenio.
I was at the store at the lunch meat section, and I was getting mad. I was looking at turkey. I was getting mad at turkeys. They have turkey ham, turkey pastrami, turkey bacon. Someone needs to tell turkeys to be themselves. Like, I really like you, little brother. I used to draw you.
I like to eat baked potatoes, but I don't have a microwave oven. It takes forever to make a potato in a conventional oven. Sometimes I'll throw one in there, even if I don't want one. Because by the time it's done, who knows?
These are all from memory.
I hate tennis because no matter how good I get, I'll never be as good as a wall.
I had Mr. Pibb the other day. Mr. Pibb is a BS replica of Dr. Pepper. But it's BS because why did he get to drop out and start making pop so soon?
I was playing golf the other day. I never got a hole-in-one. I once hit a guy. And that's a lot more satisfying.
You're supposed to yell 4, but I was too busy mumbling. There ain't no way that's gonna hit him.
Is a hippopotamus, or just a really cool hippopotamus?
My idea from about 5 years ago was third
Man, I'm
time.
tired of following my dreams, man. Just gonna find out where they're going and hook up with them later.
I don't have a girlfriend. I just know a girl that will get mad, hear me say that.
I think Pringle's initial intention was to make tennis balls. Well, the day the rubber was supposed to come, a big truckload of potatoes showed up. And Pringles is a laid-back company. They're like, fuck it, cut them off.
I live in a 2-bedroom house, but really, it's up to me to decide how many bedrooms there are, isn't it? This bedroom has an oven in it. This bedroom has a lot of people sitting around watching TV. This bedroom's in that guy's house. Sir, you have one of my bedrooms.
I got a king-size bed at home. I don't know any kings, but if one came over, I bet he would be comfortable. Oh, you're a king, you say? Well, you won't believe what I have in store for you. I can hook your old lady up, too. When I was a boy, I'd lay in my twin-size bed and wonder where my brother was.
You can't please all the people all the time. And last night, they were at my show.
I got into comedy to do comedy, which is strange, I know. But they keep wanting me to do things related to comedy, but not comedy. Oh, you're a comedian. Write me a script. That's not fair. That's like if I was a cook and I worked my ass off to be a really good cook. They're like, oh, you're a cook. Can you farm? I wrote a script. I gave it to a guy who reads script. He said I should rewrite it. I said, fuck that. I'll just make a copy.
I think peace is better expressed verbally rather than physically. Hey man, 2.
I got an ant farm, and them fuckers didn't grow shit.
I just been performing in the South, and people here say y'all. They got rid of the O and the U, so I went to the diner and ordered some spook.
Let's hear it for Kevin Duffy, everybody. How about him? Giving us some bounce. I want to be a race car passenger. Just a guy who bugs the driver. Hey man, can I turn on the radio? Why we gotta keep going in circles? Wow, you really like Tide.
I'm an ice sculptor, and last night I made a cube.
I was at the airport right after I had just saw a man, and he said, hey, I saw you on Letterman last night. But he did not tell me whether it was good or not. He just confirmed that I was on television. So I waited a while, and I turned back to him. I said, hey man, I saw you at the airport about a minute ago, and you were good.
I tried walking into Target, but I missed.
I close my eyes on stage because I have a drawing on the back of my eyelids of an audience enjoying me more.
I made some instant oatmeal, but then I didn't do anything for an hour, which made me wonder why I needed the instant oatmeal. I could have made regular oatmeal and felt productive.
I went to the store and bought 8 apples. And the clerk said, you want a bag? I was like, nah, man, I'll juggle. But I can only juggle 8. If I ever buy 9, fuck it, bag them up.
I do turtleneck. I don't remember kids' book.
If you live with a monster, you'll never get the hiccups.
This is the neck shirt I got on.
There you go.
I can't wear a regular neck shirt. It's too fragile, it hurts. I especially hate a turtleneck. Wearing a turtleneck shirt is like being strangled by a really weak guy. All day. If you wear a turtleneck and a backpack, it's like a weak midget trying to bring you down.
We'll be back to that in just a couple minutes. How about that, folks? Huh? How about those funny people? The original concept was only supposed to run about 10 minutes. We've done it years before with 3 to 4 contestants, and usually they do, 5, 6 jokes each, and then they tap out. Yeah, you should find some Mitch Hedberg. He's important. He's one of the most important one-liner comics in the world. So, T told you who this was, huh? I'm a big, big fan. Close parentheses. That's my favorite part. Nah, he's definitely worth checking out. They're not making him anymore, that's for sure. He's my favorite one-liner comic. He's right up there with Stephen Wright. But he was about to break through just when he passed away from a heroin overdose. So, there you go. All right, I'll come back to that in just a minute. But first, let's spin the wheel. Welcome, Red. Glad you're here. Thanks for staying involved, everybody. Thanks for commenting while the video was up. I kind of like that, having the comment pop up one at a time like that. So let's spin the wheel. We'll do something, then we'll go back to the video, all right? Tracy says, oh, hi. Which I assume means oh, hi. I don't know what... Oh, hi to you, madam. I miss Tracy. Say hi to Tracy for me. All right, let's go to the culture corner. My George Bush face as I find the balls. Let us do Two People by Boleslav Lesmian. Often, a song sings in my soul, sad and forlorn, for two people who so yearn to be lovers sworn. In a garden declaring their voice in hushed voice, they fled from each other, their needs leaving no choice. Never did the lovers meet, both being to blame. Time moved ceaselessly on, never staying the same. But they'd love again, reaching for a flower once more. They fell ill, like no one had in the world before. Under a sycamore, 2 beds, 2 shadows lay. Under a sycamore, 2 lovers passed away. A hapless death charade with neither taint nor sin, no happy tears or smiles, or loving glow within. Their red lips faded to a cold purple of death, such a pallid paleness the world had never met. They had desired to love on the eternal side, but love had ceased to exist. It too had died. And lastly, on bended knees at their luckless threshold, they prayed in hope, but there was no God to behold. Their wills remained to spring and summer's eve, bent on life, but no more was there an earth to receive. Usually they're happier. There you go. But not that guy, not the Boleslav. All right then, let's spin the wheel. I'm hoping that's just like, oh, hello. Oh, hey, Mark. Glad to see you, buddy. Feelings. All right, let's just go back to the chat. Mark's got a character. Miss you, man. I haven't seen you in a few weeks. I'm glad you're back here. Been enjoying your posts lately. Let's see. I have your big thing lined up for the wisdom, but not on the teleprompter yet. So let's answer your question and see what we can do. Welcome back. Let's see. Mark says, if your life was a sitcom, what would be the title and who would play the wacky neighbor character? Interesting. All right, let's see. If my life was a sitcom, it would be entitled Staying Home. Huh? That's catchy. And the wacky neighbor character, let's see. Thinking of my neighbors and actors who look like them. I'd be the wacky neighbor, to be fair. I'd be the wacky neighbor. But yeah, Staying Home. That would be the name of the show. Let's see then. Wacky neighbor. All my friends are comedians, but none of them are particularly wacky off stage, which is weird. I picture Kevin Hart. I think Kevin Hart will be the wacky neighbor. He strikes me as a very funny, wacky neighbor, and he looks like my neighbor, so it works. So there you go. Staying Home with my wacky neighbor, Kevin. Good question, and thank you for getting involved. Let's spin the wheel. Ooh, a song. All right. A cappella specifically requested. Let's go to the campfire for this one. let us do King of the Road. Because that's all I got right now. See if we can find it. Trailers. I shouldn't sing it until I find it. There we go. I have no guitar, so you're going to have to snap your fingers on your own. Oh, I missed it. Okay. Trailer for sale or rent. Rooms to let 50 cent. No pool, no pets. Ain't got no cigarettes, but 2 hours of pushing broom buys a 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means by no means, a king of the road. 3rd boxcar, midnight train, destination Bangor, Maine. Old worn out suit and shoes. I don't pay no union dues. I smoke old stogies I have found. Short, but not too big around. I'm a man of means by no means, a king of the road. I know every engineer on every train, all of their children and all of their names, every handout in every town, every lock that ain't locked when no one's around. I sing trailers for sale or rent, rooms to let 50 cents, no phone, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes, but 2 hours of pushing broom buys a 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means by no means, a king of the road. I'm a man of means by no means, a king of the road. Fun. All right, then. Back to the chat, shall we? That was fun. Thanks, bud. All right. No new chats. So let's keep it moving. Spin the wheel. Zen Cohen, back to the fireplace. Where are we going? There we go. Back to the campfire. Give me just a minute. See if I can remember my Zen koan. Looking up in the right-hand corner, thinking of things. Yes, Zen koan, yes. Trying to figure out a way to pass this awkward moment where I find the right thing. It takes a moment, and I don't know how to cover the time. I thought that woo would be enough, but it wasn't. Now, we're back on Zen koans. I believe we've made it all the way through the 100. So this is Zen koan number 2, if you could believe that. This is entitled... Wait, hold on, let me fix it. There we go. This is Zen koan number 2, Finding a Diamond on a Muddy Road. Gudo was the emperor's teacher of his time. Nevertheless, he used to travel alone as a wandering mendicant. Once, when he was on his way to Edo, the cultural and political center of shogunate, he approached a little village named Takenaka. It was evening, and a heavy rain was falling. Gudo was thoroughly wet. His straw sandals were in pieces. At a farmhouse near the village, he noticed 4 or 5 pairs of sandals in the window and decided to buy some dry ones. The woman who offered him the sandals, seeing how wet he was, invited him to remain for the night in her home. Gudo accepted, thanking her. He entered and recited a sutra before the family shrine. He was then introduced to the woman's mother and to her children. Observing that the entire family was depressed, Gudo asked what was wrong. "My husband is a gambler and a drunkard," the housewife told him. "When he happens to win, he drinks and becomes abusive. When he loses, he borrows money from others. Sometimes he becomes thoroughly drunk. He does not come home at all. What can I do?" "I will help him," said Gudo. "Here is some money. Get me a gallon of fine wine and something good to eat. Then you may retire. I will meditate before the shrine." When the man of the house returned about midnight, quite drunk, he bellowed, "Hey, wife! I'm home. Have you something for me to eat?" "I have something for you," said Gudo. "I happened to be caught in the rain, and your wife kindly asked me to remain here for the night. I, in return, have bought some wine and fish, so you might as well have them. The man was delighted. He drank the wine at once and laid himself down on the floor. Guido sat in meditation beside him. In the morning, when the husband awoke, he had forgotten about the previous night. "Who are you? Where do you come from?" he asked Guido, who was still meditating. "I am Guido of Kyoto, and I am going on to Ito," replied the Zen master. The man was utterly ashamed. He apologized profusely to the teacher of the emperor. Guido smiled. "Everything in this life is impermanent," he explained. "Life is very brief. If you keep on gambling and drinking, you will have no time to accomplish anything else, and you will cause your family to suffer too." The perception of the husband awoke as if from a dream. "You are right," he declared. "How can I ever repay you for this wonderful teaching? Let me see you off and carry your things a little way." "If you wish," assented Guido. The two started out. After they had gone 3 miles, Guido told him to return. "Just another 5 miles, he begged Guido. They continued on. "You may return now," suggested Guido. "After another 10 miles, the man replied. "Return now," said Guido when the 10 miles had been passed. "I am going to follow you for all the rest of my life," declared the man. Modern Zen teachings in Japan spring from the lineage of a famous master who was the successor of Guido. His name was Munan, the man who never turned back. Nice. Classic. All right, back to the chat. All right, we got another fun question from Mark. Let's see what we got there. Mark asks, if I could have a superpower that's completely useless in fighting crime, what would it be? I'm talking about something like the invisible to turn invisible, but only when no one is looking. Let's see. Absolutely useless in fighting crime. Probably I would have the ability to raise my body temperature 3 degrees. I can't imagine how that would be helpful. I can turn my foot into glass. That wouldn't be helpful. I could read people's emails with my mind. That might be helpful to fighting like corporate crime and stuff. Let's see. I could turn $50 bills into $1 bills. That wouldn't be helpful. I could... That's all I could think of. What would you do? It's pretty good. We got funny people. Dad, superpower. Doesn't help anybody. Tony, you're a funny guy. If you had a superpower that didn't want to help people fight crime, what would yours be? Mine would be a glass foot. I think that'd be useless. Very, very bad thing. Still has nerves and everything. Hurts if you break it. Got to be careful with a glass foot. Hardly a power. That's all I got. Let's spin the wheel. You know what? I changed my mind. Hey, hold on. That bothers me. Where's the background? Has this ever happened to you, Tony? It would frustrate bank robbers. How right you are. And frustrating criminals is a good way to get them to stop committing crimes. Now, where were we? I believe we had just left off.
All right.
Right over here.
I saw a commercial for an above ground pool. It was 30 seconds long. Because that is the maximum amount of time that you can depict yourself having fun in an above ground pool. If it had been 31 seconds, the actors would have not had nothing to do. They're like, what do you want me to do? Put on some goggles and look at his feet?
Dogs are forever in the push-up position.
After this show, I'm going to be backstage selling t-shirts. But these t-shirts don't have my name on them. They're Hanes 3-packs.
I saw a commercial, and it said, forget everything you ever heard of slipcovers. Heard about slipcovers, so I did. Then the commercial tried to sell me slipcovers, and I didn't know what it was talking about.
I don't have a microwave. I just have a clock that occasionally cooks things.
To do this show, I had to take a physical. And this physical asked all these weird questions like, have you ever taken sugar before? Or PCP?
I saw a commercial for this product. It said it can water your hard to reach plants. But I thought, who would make their plants hard to reach? That sounds so cruel. They said this product can be yours for 4 easy payments of $39.99. I thought, what if we made it for 3 easy payments and 1 fucking difficult one? The postage will be off, the man will be shot to death, and it will be in another language. Good luck, fucker!
I was in Los Angeles and I saw a band, and they were bad and they were throwing tomatoes at them. Made me think, who carries around an extra tomato with them? It's like, you never know. Last time I was throwing ketchup packets.
My lucky number is 4 billion. But that does not help much when gambling. Come on now. 7? Damn it. Not even close.
I'm gonna need a lot more dice.
I love working here at the Improv. Had a bad set the other night and they added an E to the end of the word.
So I was doing the show at the Improv, and they didn't want to pay me. So I decided to take one of the letters. They're gold, and I would figure out which one has more gold, so I took the M. Second would have been the R. The P was closed, was missing a leg. I go to the pawn shop to saw the M, and he goes, what do I want a golden M for? And I go, how about a W?
Sometimes I like waving to random people who I do not know. But that's risky, because what if they don't have a hand? In that case, you're just saying, look what I got, motherfucker!
You just look cocky.
I saw this wino. He was eating grapes. I said, dude, you have to wait.
Give it up for the bassist again, San Gustav. I bought an oscillating fan. It goes back and right and left. It looks like it's saying no. So I like asking questions a fan would answer. Like, do you keep my hair steady? No. Do you keep my documents in order? No. Do you have 3 settings? Liar.
I bought a donut. And they gave me a receipt for the donut. I don't need a receipt for a donut. I'll give you the money, you give me the donut. End of transaction. I don't need to bring ink and paper into this. I cannot imagine a scenario where I had to prove I bought a donut. Some skeptical friend. Hey man, don't even act like I didn't get that donut. I got the documentation right here. Oh no, wait, it's back home in the file. Under D.
I'm a heroin addict. I can only have sex with women who have saved other people.
The other day, my friend said, hey, guess what? I like mashed potatoes. I was like, man, you didn't give me time to guess.
I have a friend who's not that good mentally. I was filling out a job application and asked him, how do you abbreviate Arkansas? He goes, just start and then quit.
There will never be an overweight robot.
I was writing a letter to my dad and I signed it. I really miss you, but I messed up and I signed it. I rarely. But I didn't want to scribble it out, so I just wrote, I rarely drive steamboats, Dad. There's a lot of shit you don't know about me.
And then it just goes on and on like that for another 10 minutes. Something, why is that? That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm going to have to take a look into that. All right, then. Spring is here. Welcome, spring. Happy autumn to you. And we had a question from Mark. Mark asked, would I rather fight one horse-sized rabbit or 10 rabbit-sized horses? Definitely 10 rabbit-sized horses. The strength of their legs, the horses, it wouldn't scale. You know what I mean? So they'd be like small dogs. And I could take 5 small dogs that don't bite. I could probably ride them around like 2 on each foot like skates, you know? So that's the small horses. Big rabbit, you got big rabbit teeth. And then you got to deal with it. And it's super cute, and that's my weakness. So, good question. Welcome, spring. Glad you're here. I tell you what, I'm going to take us to the Shakespeare stage because we haven't done any yet. As fans of the show will know, we've been making our way through the sonnets. We are currently on number sonnet 135, if you can believe that. Wow. Sonnet 135 by William Shakespeare. Those lips that love's own hand did make breathed forth the sound that said, I hate, to me that languished for her sake. But when she saw my woeful state, straight in her heart did mercy come, chiding that tongue that ever sweet was used in giving gentle doom, and taught it thus anew to greet, I hate. She altered with an end, that followed as a gentle day doth follow night, who like a fiend from heaven is hell, flown away. I hate, from hate away she threw, and saving my life, saying, not you. Cute, little twist ending at the end there. Who doesn't enjoy that? All right, got some Shakespeare done. That was fun. Back, let's chat jelly. Let's spin the wheel. All right, just a few minutes left in the big film. Currently 4 viewers. Somebody just tapped out. Let's sing a song. Let's go to the theater. Hi, everybody. All right, let's sing a pretty song. I wonder which one it'll be. Let's do... Fly Me to the Moon. This is the first song I ever learned how to sing, and it's the first song my daughter ever learned how to sing, and I love it. Ba-doo-doo. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. In other words, please be true. In other words, in other words, in other words, I love you. That's a good one. Let's spin the wheel. video, so I just did a song, didn't I? All right, I'm going to nudge it one way as you suggested, and it's going to end up in joke territory. Let us head down to the comedy club for a joke. Just kidding. This is one of my all-time favorite jokes, and it's about gratitude. All right. A woman is walking down the beach one day with her young son, about 3-4 months old. All of a sudden, the waves brush up against her. She falls and she drops her son into the ocean. He starts floating away, and she's scared. She's terrified. She's screaming. Eventually, she just prays to God. She says, Lord, please, please protect my son. I'll do anything. And all of a sudden, the sky opens up, and a rainbow shoots down onto the water. A bird flies, picks up the baby, and holds him in his claws, then safely drops the baby right at her feet. She picks up the baby, and she looks up at God, and she says, he had a hat. I like that one. All right. He had a hat. We have fun here at the Johnny Millwater Show. Let's spin the wheel some more. Story, Roses and Thorns, or Shakespeare? So let's do Roses and Thorns then for the Chat Chalet. For those you never, what is going on back there? For those you never played before, Roses and Thorns is a very simple game where you talk about your week. Good thing happened, bad thing happened. Here, let me see if I can't do something here. The good things that happened are your roses. The bad things that happened are your thorns. Usually you'd pick just one, and I got this idea from an interview with John C. McGinley, wonderful actor, so credit where it's due. My roses this week, let's see, the kids had off school Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, so I got to spend a lot of time with them. That was a rose. Got to do a show with my favorite people on Wednesday and my wife. That was awesome. I really enjoyed that. Got to see lots of people have fun. Played Red Dead Redemption. That was a rose. Let's see, thorn. I had what felt like a mini stroke on Thursday night. It might have been low blood sugar, but there was a period where I had to have my son take care of me because I couldn't think straight enough to like cook or even stand up. I just was completely lost for about 2 hours, and then I got to the other side of it and I was fine. So that was kind of a thorn. Let's see. That's all I can think of right now. I let go of the thorns really, really fast. So what are your roses and thorns? Write it in the chat. We'll talk about it in just a second. But first, let's spin the wheel. The wheel's giving me the business, folks. You can hear it clicking. Oh, there it goes. All right. Come on, wheel. Give me something fun to do. Feelings. We already talked about my feelings just now, so we'll nudge over to monologue. Let's go back to the monologue theater. Love monologues. Interesting. Let's see if we can't find one I haven't done here before. Let's see. Nope. Gotta find it. I'm searching my memory. That's all that's going on. I'm just thinking, maybe it's something up here. I'm not looking at the corner of a screen. I'm just thinking, I remember one. Let us do Fear of Germs by George Carlin. Dad likes Carlin, so here we go. What we have now is a completely neurotic population obsessed with security and safety and crime and drugs and cleanliness and hygiene and germs. There's another thing. Germs. Where did this sudden fear of germs come from in this country? Have you noticed this? The media constantly running stories about all the latest infections, salmonella, E. coli, hantavirus, bird flu, and Americans, they panic easily, so now everybody's running around scrubbing this and spraying that and overcooking their food and repeatedly washing their hands, trying to avoid all contact with germs. It's ridiculous, and it goes to ridiculous lengths. In prisons, before they give you a lethal injection, they swab your arm with alcohol. It's true. Yeah. Well, they don't want you to get an infection. And you can see their point, you know? You wouldn't want a guy to go to hell and be sick. It would take a lot of the sportsmanship out of the whole thing. Fear of germs. Well, these fucking pussies. You can't even get a decent hamburger anymore. They cook the shit out of everything now because everybody's afraid of food poisoning. Hey, where's your sense of adventure? Take a fucking chance, will you? You know how many people die in this country from food poisoning? 9,000 a year. That's it. It's a minor risk. Take a fucking chance, bunch of goddamn pussies. Besides, why do you think we have an immune system? It's for killing germs, but it needs practice. It needs germs to practice on. So listen, if you kill all the germs around you and live a completely sterile life, then when germs do come along, you're not going to be prepared. And never mind ordinary germs, what are you going to do when some super virus comes along that turns your vital organs into liquid shit? I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to get sick. You're going to die, and you're going to fucking deserve it because you're fucking weak, and you got a fucking weak immune system. Let me tell you a quick true story about immunization, okay? When I was a little boy in New York City in the 1940s, we swam in the Hudson River, and it was filled with raw sewage, okay? We swam in raw sewage, to cool off. And at that time, the big fear was polio. Thousands of kids died from polio every year. But you know something? In my neighborhood, no one ever got polio. No one. Ever. You know why? Because we swam in raw sewage. It strengthened our immune systems. The polio never had a prayer. We were tempered in raw shit. So personally, I never take any special precautions against germs. I don't shy away from people that sneeze and cough. I don't wipe off the telephone. I don't cover the toilet seat. And if I drop food on the floor, I pick it up and I eat it. Yes, I do. Even if I'm at a sidewalk cafe in Calcutta. The poor section on New Year's morning during a soccer riot. And you know something? In spite of all that so-called risky behavior, I never get infections. I don't get them. I don't get colds. I don't get flu. I don't get headaches. I don't get upset stomach. You know why? Because I got a good, strong immune system, and it gets a lot of practice. My immune system is equipped with the biological equivalent of fully automatic military launch grenades. Military biological equivalent of fully automatic military assault rifles with night vision and laser scopes. And we have recently acquired phosphorus grenades, cluster bombs, and anti-personnel fragmentation mines. So when my white blood cells are on patrol, reconnoitering my bloodstream, seeking out strangers and other undesirables, they see any suspicious lurking germs of any kind, they don't fuck around. They whip out their weapons, they wax the motherfucker, and deposit the unlucky fellow directly into my colon. Into my colon. There's no nonsense. There's no Miranda warning. There's no 3 strikes and you're out. First defense, bam, into the colon you go. And speaking of my colon, I want you to know that I don't automatically wash my hands every time I go to the bathroom. Okay? Can you deal with that? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. You know when I wash my hands? When I shit on them. That's the only time. And you know how often that happens? Tops. 2-3 times a week. Tops. Maybe a little more frequently over the holidays. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you something else, my well-scrubbed friends. You don't need to always shower every day. Did you know that? It's overkill. Unless you work out or you work outdoors, or you're in intimate contact with huge amounts of filth and garbage every day, you don't always need to shower. All you really need to do is to wash the 4 key areas. Armpits, asshole, crotch, and teeth. Got that? Armpits, asshole, crotch, and teeth. In fact, you can save yourself a whole lot of time if you simply use the same brush on all 4 areas. There you go. Can't go wrong. Chat Chalet. All right, Mark had some interesting stuff. Now, Mark said, would you rather fight? We talked about the rabbit size, right? Spring had to quit. Mark said, so what was your first time on stage telling jokes like? What an interesting question. Thank you. Let's see. I did my first open mic when I believe I was 12 years old. My sister had already started working professionally, and she drove me from Tampa, Florida, up to Orlando to do an open mic at the Comedy Zone on International Drive, which is why the Comedy Zone has always had a special place in my heart. I went up. The very first joke I told was, hey, do you guys watch The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson? Hey, some of these jokes might sound familiar. It was a little joke. And then I had a joke about how it was always hosted by Jay Leno, and I never saw him. Did a couple characters that didn't quite work. dressed in shorts. It was horrific. It was horrific, but that was my first time telling jokes. My second time, I was a magician. I was 15 by then, and I did something called the Animal Balloon of Death for a mostly gay crowd, also in Orlando, at something called the Fringe Festival, and they really loved me, disproportionately, but it was still a good time. Thanks for asking. But yeah, that's how it started. I did magic as a kid, so I guess I probably had jokes in my magic show that I started doing when I was 11, 10, 11, 12. Hope that helps. Thanks for asking. Appreciate you. All right, let's spin the wheel. Let's see. Spin the wheel. Wait, there's an additional thing from Mark. Hold on. Back to the chat, Shelley. I missed one. Mark says to me, he says, you hear the term raw sewage. What other kind of sewage is there? I believe there's sauteed sewage. I believe there's, you could do like a sewage like in a fondue, if you wanted to be really gross. There's sewage au gratin. There's processed sewage, like you put the sewage into the machine and it comes out clean water, like in Water World. Cooked sewage, lightly cooked sewage. I wish I knew more about cooking. I'd make up a couple more terms. But I wouldn't eat any of it. It's really not about the way you prepare it. It's more about the key to it's the sewage. Sewage au gratin was my favorite just then. All right, here we go. One more try. Spin the wheel. See, we've done wisdom, done a monologue, done feelings. No short story yet today, but we're almost out of time. Poem, song, joke. All right, we've done it all. Let's do some wisdom. See if I can find my wisdom. Riddles, monologues. All right, we can do this. Come on, don't give up on me now. 14 minutes ago, monologues. That's songs. It's all very confusing. I don't understand why it's going this way. Wisdom. There we go. I believe we were reading the teachings of Rumi, but let's pick this one up here. Help each other in righteousness and pity, but do not help one another in sin and transgression. That's from the Quran. Good advice. Forget safety. Live where you fear to live. Destroy your reputation. Be notorious. That's from Rumi. I don't necessarily agree with that one. Raise your words, not your voice. That's good advice. And let's do one more from Rumi. Sit, be still, and listen, because you're drunk and we're at the edge of the roof. Probably a metaphor. Let's spin the wheel. Thank you. Ask me anything. You know we have an open Ask Me Anything policy. Mark's been doing great. Ask me lots of great questions. Carry on doing so if you like. Jokes. There's one joke, but I collected a couple of them. Let's do an Adam Sandler song. I enjoy Adam Sandler. I always have. Let's do Lunch Lady Land. I woke up in the morning, put on my new plastic glove, served some reheated Salisbury steak with a little slice of love. Got no clue what the chicken pot pie is made of. Just know everything's doing fine down here in Lunch Lady Land. Well, I wear this net on my head 'cause my red hair is falling out. And I wear these brown orthopedic shoes 'cause I got a bad case of the gout. I know you want seconds on the corn dogs, but there's no reason to shout. Everybody gets enough food out here in Lunch Lady Land. Well, yesterday's meatloaf is today's sloppy joes. And my breath reeks of tuna, and there's lots of black hairs coming out of my nose. In Lunch Lady Land, your dreams come true. Clouds made of carrots and peas. Mountains built of shepherd's pies, and rivers made of macaroni and cheese. But don't forget to return your trays and try to ignore my gum disease. No student can escape the magic of Lunch Lady Land. Oh, hoagies and grinders, hoagies and grinders, hoagies and grinders, navy beans, navy beans, navy beans, hoagies and grinders, hoagies and grinders, navy beans, meatloaf sandwich, sloppy Joe, slap at Joe, sloppy Joe, slap at Joe, hooah. Slap at Joe, slap at Joe, yeah. Slap at Joe, slap at Joe. Well, I dreamt one morning that I woke up to see all the pepperoni pizza was a-looking at me. You screamed, why do you burn me and serve me up cold? I said, I got a spatula, just do as you're told. Then the liver and onion started joining the fight, and the chocolate pudding pushed me with all its might. And the chop suey slapped me and it kicked me in the head. It's called revenge, Lunch Lady, said the garlic bread. I said, what did I do to make you all so mad? They said you got flabby arms and your breath is bad. Then the green bean said you better run and hide. But then my friend Sloppy Joe came and joined my side. He said if it wasn't for the Lunch Lady, the kids wouldn't eat you. You should be shaking her hand and saying, pleased to meet you. She gives you a purpose and she gives you a goal. Should be kissing her feet and kissing her mole. Now all the angry fools just leave me alone, and we all live together in a happy home. Thanks to Sloppy Joe, Sloppy Joe, yeah. Sloppy Joe, Sloppy Joe, ooh. Sloppy Joe, Sloppy Joe, and Sloppy Joe, slap. Well, me and Sloppy Joe got married. We got 6 kids, and we're doing just fine. Down in Lunch Lady Land. Ah, that was fun. Adam Sandler's a delight. All right, back in the chat. Hey, see. He enjoyed the sewage au gratin. Appreciate that. Now, Mark has a question for me. Mark says, if I were a wizard, but my only magical power was making inanimate objects slightly more interesting, what's the first thing you would enchant and how? I would like a chair that loves being sat on. Just can't wait. It's like lonely the whole day till you get in the chair and you sit in. It's like, oh, Johnny, hey, come here. Here's a little hug for you, pal. You know, it rubs the shoulders. Like on Pee-wee's Big Adventure or Pee-wee's Playhouse. Cherry, you know, just a chair who loves to be sat on. That'd be fun. Let's see. Not a toilet, though. That's too weird. Don't want the toilet to be involved or sentient in any way. No magic on the toilet, but just like, you know, a lazy boy chair. Oh, wow. All right, that's interesting. What joke did I write that I had the most faith in and it fell flat? The last time I had a joke fall flat, my dog is getting sick. She's getting older and she's getting sick. And the other day, she peed on me. And I was in bed at the time. I think it was her. It's probably her. I might owe her an apology. That joke, I thought it was very, very funny, but the audience did not. I hope that helps. I also wrote a joke that I know for a fact isn't funny, but I use it as an example as the difference between clever and funny. Here it goes. 2 men are traveling down in Mexico. They're visiting the pyramids there. And one man sees the corner of the pyramid and says, I'll be right back. Walks around the corner and comes back. When his friend walks around the other corner of the pyramid, he sees this big, huge puddle around the corner of the pyramid. And he said, did you pee? Is that urine? And the guy says, it ain't Mayan. Mayan, urine, huh? Come on, that's a double. No, it's not funny. Yeah, I know. It's the example, as I said. Well, guess we'll wrap it up there. Hey, thanks for all the questions, Mark. That really helped today. I appreciate it. Let's go to the desk. Thanks. What is going on back there? There it is. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Today. Back next Sunday with news from my taping unit. I'll put a picture too. I can show that to you. My thanks to all the guests today. Thanks to Mark. Thanks for Tony and Dad. Everybody who came through. Spring, thanks for being here. Thanks to all the guys who participated in the Mitch Hedberg, Alex Farley, Eugenio, Sterling, Thrill, myself, and Kevin Duffy. Until next time, remember, the only way to save this country is for all of us to love one another. So love yourself first, and then love somebody else. And then, if you can, try loving everybody. That's what I do. Till next time, we'll meet again. Don't know where, I don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, and the blue skies will push the dark clouds far away. And would you please say hello to the folks that I know, and tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Till then, be good, but not too good.